Child. Anyway, so
Hello, everyone. My name is Jamili Shit, bitch.
I was not expecting that. That was so good. My name is just plain old Amira. But I'm rich. I have a black card. I've got that Amex. I've got that American Express. I've got that Capital One. I got that library card. This is giving the new take a shot when we talk about the library because every time I go, I just feel so wealthy, so rich. And I know it's like cheesy, it's a thing, like, oh, knowledge is power, knowledge is money, knowledge is this and that. But it's like, I'm basically at Barnes and Noble. And I'm walking out of here. I'm basically stealing at this point. I'm walking out of here with a bag of books. And I just slap my card down and they hand it back. I didn't have to put a PIN number in or nothing. No overdraft fees or nothing. So this is yet another plug to the girls to get library cards. I just told my coworker who moved to America from none of your business like a couple months ago. And I said, do you have a library card? She said, oh my gosh, I've not been to the library. I basically explained to her like the concept of the American library and how it would never happen to this like today. And she was just like, and how much is it a month? Jayden, you can imagine that was the best part of the story for me. I'm like, how much is it a month? Good thing she was already sitting down. I said, it's free.
Girl, which is a very fair question in America. Because America, they charge
you could expect at least $30 a month, $13 a month.
Subscription to have a seat.
Hello, several. You're telling me you get access to all these books? Well, how much is it? How much is it?
Girl, nothing.
It's nothing. I said, would I ever? I would never. Illiterate. I would never. I said, you can, from this point forward, you can trust that I will never suggest something to you that costs money. Unless you ask me for like a recommendation for a restaurant. Obviously, it's going to cost money. But I'm not going to bring up something that costs money. Come on now.
Right.
Come on. Honestly, even like if the library were like always in its whatever, a subscription-based service, it would still be worth it.
Yeah.
Now, don't get any ideas, big government who's listening. But just think of how much money you actually save in going to the library for even $15 a month versus buying all million of those books at the Barnes and Noble, at the local bookstore. Don't get any ideas, but just think about it. Anyway, Jay.
You don't want anyone to get any ideas
for those? No, I don't have any ideas. Don't have any ideas about
ideas.
anything. I don't.
Books or not.
No, any ideas ever in your life.
Oh. Child.
The girls are already giving empty brain. They don't.
Hello? Still words straight from my mouth.
You got to be quicker than that. Jayden, where are we?
I have no idea. We're on a show.
Empty.
We're on a show that we like to call Fine Ho Stay. Anyway, with Jayden and Amira.
The best to ever do it. I'm not saying this like I would say this about us because I'm confident in our ability, but this is what the streets are saying.
Girl, that's what I hear.
Hello, and like Giselle Bryant, I keep my ear to the street. I'm always listening to what the streets have to say, and they're always saying the best to do it, the best to do it. And I'm like, we're so young, we have so much ahead of us, and that's really exciting to think about. What's not exciting is our moments of the week. This is where Jayden and I are like, yo, what happened this week? That made you say, ciao. Anyway. And sometimes it's this week. Sometimes it's last week. Sometimes it's 20 weeks ago. Sometimes it's 20 weeks in the future because we have that futuristic seeing ability. And I'll go first, Jayden, because mine is truly from the past. But, you know, when a memory hits you, it can be very pound of brick-ish. So I was recently struck with the memory that I think the year was 2020 2021 or 2. It doesn't matter. But this is when I was living in New Jersey and I needed to get to Philadelphia for work. So I would call a car. Just kidding. I would get an Uber or a Lyft, whichever one was cheaper that morning.
Real.
So, as the most of you know who listen to this podcast based off the demographic breakdown, you guys are all from the East Coast. But those of you who don't know, there is a bridge to get into Philadelphia. So I'm in the Lyft, right? First of all, I get in the car and I'm like, I know this ain't who I think it is. The driver is this man that I used to work with at Pat's Pizzeria, who was probably I don't even want to drag him on the pod, probably one of the nuttiest, not even in like a fun way. Like one time this man was answering the phone, he was training. He's like, this is how nutty, this is literally something like the exact order wasn't this, but this is the level of nutty. He'd be like on the phone with them, and then he'd be like, they're asking for a Gruffalo Grizza. What is that? I'm like, is it maybe a buffalo pizza? Are you asking for a buffalo pizza, sir? Yeah, that was it. What? Really?
It couldn't be that other thing because that other thing wasn't a thing at all.
Hello? I'm like, well, it might not have been the Gruffalo one because we don't serve that.
No, no one does. I'm pretty sure.
Like, come on now. So he's just nutty like that. So when I get in the car, I'm like, do I even trust this man to take me over this bridge? I'm late and I waited already to save, so I can't afford to get another ride. So like I love a wait and save now. So I'm, mask up, head down. I don't want this man to recognize me because why would I? So as we're driving, he, first of all, no shade, whatever. It doesn't matter. Drive how you want. But he got on pajama pants. He's giving tired, groggy, and that's okay. That's whatever. He looks in the rearview mirror. He's like, oh, snap. Yo, do you have money for tolls? What? No, baby, I think that you covered that because I paid you. I already paid. It's not even like I paid after I got out. You already got my money. I'm like, oh no, I don't carry cash. Oh, well, there's a bank. Do you think we can stop by the bank? Maybe you can get some out. I said, oh no, I won't be doing that. I said, oh no, my bank is not around here. Meanwhile, TD Bank everywhere.
Right.
And I'm certainly not going to pull up to the Wawa and get a surcharge. So he's like, oh, dang, all right, let me just pull over here and get some money out. Yeah, do that. So then he gets back in the car, and I just knew for sure he was going to ask me to Venmo him for the $20, but he didn't. And I was just so disgusted when I thought about it because I'm like, maybe I'm being entitled. Maybe I'm being ridiculous. Maybe it's not ridiculous for your Lyft or Uber driver to ask you for toll money. But if that is ridiculous, I'm just going to have to be ridiculous today because why would you ask me for money and then ask me to take some out? So when I get out the car, you can pull off? Are you serious?
My thing is, I thought when you paid for your Lyft and you were crossing a toll, you were paying for said toll in the thing already.
Yeah, so, you probably are.
I already paid the toll, ho. So why are you telling me that I need to get out cash to pay for your Honda Civic to get across a bridge that you knew we were getting across? Why wouldn't you come to me with said cash?
Hello? I'm like, first of all, I know you worked at Pat Pizza. You was a delivery driver, so I know you have cash. You're being funny at this point. Anyway, it was literally the crack of dawn. I used to have to go to work so early, so the sun wasn't even up. I'm like, just throw me in the river because this is pissing me off. Okay, not really, knock on wood. Don't throw me in the river. But that's how I felt at the time. So that's my moment of that week. And when I thought about it, it became the moment of this week as well.
Yeah,
Jayden,
I understand that but not first thing in the morning, you're trying to piss me off. That'd be my thing. Don't piss me off first thing in the morning. Like, at least let me have a coffee or something. Get me across the bridge, then piss me off. But you're pissing me off, and I barely even left my hometown. Stop playing.
And then the worst part is, I'm like, I don't want to give him a bad rating just because he gets on my nerve and he's ridiculous. But I also don't ever want to ride with him again. So the only way to do that is to give him a bad rating and then say, don't give me this driver anymore. So I'm sorry. I do believe that at the time I made the decision to give him a bad rating.
You did what you had to
I
do.
hope that wherever he is thriving. What's your moment of the week?
Okay, so my moment of the week, of course, has to do with work. I'm surprised.
Of course,
this one wasn't on the train, but
it was going to be on the train. But then I said, let me dig back to the recesses of my mind because I can't talk about the train today.
Okay, and you still in some type of transportation, but we'll allow it this time.
I know. I know.
You never had these problems when you walking, child. So the other day, I was working an event, and it was a homeless event, right? And this is an event we do every 2 weeks, and I'm tired of going, but I keep going because I'm the closest. I live the closest to said event. It's just an event that can be quite taxing, and let's figure out why. So I'm sitting there, and I sign people up to get vaccinated, and this guy's talking to me, and he's clearly on something, which he ends up sharing like, I'm high as shit, I'm not gonna lie. I said, I know. He was like, it took me an hour just to get from some street to some street. And I was laughing. He's laughing, thinking I'm laughing with him, but I'm laughing because I don't live around here and I have no idea what street you're talking about. So that could be the furthest 2 streets or the closest 2 streets, but to me, none of it made any sense. So he's about to get moved. Back up. You're messing up my story, sir. So then, hold on. Did my thing switch? Before I continue. My audio?
I don't know.
No, it's fine. So, stay back here. So then I'm sitting there talking to him, and I'm like, do you want to get your vaccine? He's like, no, I don't need it, blah, 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 blah. Which, no, I think I just made that up because he didn't say anything. He was just like, yeah, I'm sitting here waiting for the thing. I looked it up. I said, you just got one at the beginning of March. He said, I'm not trying to get no vaccine. I'm trying to get my ID or something. I'm like, you're wasting my time.
What?
And there's still other people. You're about to piss me off. So he's sitting in a chair, taking up space. And he's saying something. And he was like, yo, I know who you are. And I said, no, you don't. I said, you do this every time I'm here. You always swear I'm somebody, and I'm never that person. He was like, no, I know who you are. I said, no, you don't. He was like, I can hear it in your voice. And because I'm wearing my mask, so he can't like see my full face. He said, I can hear it in your voice. I said, you do this every time. I guarantee you don't know who I am. He said, no, I don't know how to know who you are to know who you are. And I was like, he said, I can hear it in your voice. And I said, oh. He's wearing like a ski mask, but it's like his mouth is out. He pulls his mask over his nose and mouth. And he said, and look, I get shit done. And I was like,
oh.
I said, and he's like making like eye contact with me. And I'm like, am I getting hit on? Like, is this, did I just get clocked?
Jayden.
Did I just get clocked? I got clocked bad by some random man who was high as hell on that short ass walk. Like, I don't understand why that happened, but it's all I can think about. And it was so funny to me. I could not stop laughing. Then he berated me about how we was giving him COVID with the vaccine. He got sick, and it was this whole other thing.
Okay, girl.
I was like, girl, get out of my face. But that shit was so funny. Like, he said, okay. He said, I know who you are. And it was that whole time, because every time he comes in there, he's always like, hey, yo, it's so-and-so. You look different. I'm like, that's not me. Like, he's done that.
I'm not that person. Right.
I'm not whoever you think that is. Back up.
And that's what you should have said.
I should have, but he gagged me so bad it was too late. Like, because he does that, so I'm thinking he's still trying to say he swear he knows me. Like, and he high, so I'm like, he just chatting, like swearing he knows somebody that he don't know. So then when he said, I hear it in your voice, I'm like,
wait,
it was it was also when he said, "I don't have to know you to know who you are," and I was like, "Huh?"
He
He
did
said,
not have to eat you up like
He
that.
said, "I hear it in your voice," and I said, "Huh?" And look, and because I'm looking down, because I'm trying to, and that's why I'm avoiding eye contact.
I'm like,
you
yeah.
already gagged me, so I gotta look away. Then he said, and look, pulls the mask up, I get shit done. And I was like, look around, everybody on mute.
Y'all, Jayden, and you know what's
and no one heard it. Like no one caught it. No one heard this happen. It was just me and him experiencing this weird interaction together. And I'm like, this is the wrong demographic. Like, why would this type of thing never happen to me with someone I'm attracted to? It's always this situation.
Yo, and you know what? To go back, while you were telling the story, I was trying to predict how it was going to go. And I thought that it was going to go this way until he said, I know who you are instead of I know what you are. If he would have said, I know what you are, I would have fell out immediately. But I'm like, oh no, maybe he does know who he is. Then when he said, I hear it in your voice, oh, I said, okay.
I'm clocked.
It's giving punch card. You're clocked in, baby. I couldn't. You can't. It was the yeah. I'm not even gonna call you out for what I'm hearing because the audience can hear what they want to hear, and he heard what he wanted to hear. But just know that mask is not much of a filter. And he didn't even see your septum.
He didn't see my septum. And you know what's also funny? I said to my friend, I was like, I feel like people assume I'm straight. And she was like, until you start talking.
Yeah.
Which 100% true. And I agree with her in that moment. It's just so funny that because so many people ask me, and this has obviously
is it while you're standing still?
That's what I mean. Like if I'm just standing
walking...
there with mama, that's not too much. the walk is a little hetero. It's a little Next
time
audacious.
I see you, I'm gonna record you walking in.
Hey, like yeah, it's
literally peeking around corners. How y'all doing, girl?
Mm-hmm. No, very that. But the reason I was bringing up to her is because I don't get why that's assumed. Like, I don't get why, especially if I have a mask on. Like, I'm assumed as this straight man. I'm like, I'm very presenting. Like, it's not hard to see. Girl, nothing.
That's what I'm saying. Because I know you got that hip popped out, and I'm just trying to figure out.
But maybe the fact that he said that, why he clocked me so bad, I'm sitting down. But honestly, no, it was easy to clock because I had a slick back pony. Like let's not play like the clues weren't all around. I don't know why he's trying to clock me like I didn't literally clock in myself. Like
baby, the slick back pony, the tattoo on the neck, the earrings,
and then all he hears, do you want to get a vaccine? Like, of course he's like, I know what you are. Like, what is that supposed to be?
How are you today? Hiding. Please.
I was not hiding who I was.
What is he getting done and why did he need you to know? Jayden, he's, my follow-up question is redundant because I know you have his information. You know when he got his last vaccine. So you've got his number and essentially the ball's in your court. The ball's in your court.
It'll stay there. Deflating over time.
Deflated.
I'm giving him nothing because redacted. So I'm going to keep my comments to myself because this is also a very touchy subject. This is a very nuanced conversation.
No, for sure.
But I almost read the girls. I'm not going to read them.
No, but here I help you. Ultimately, let's keep professional. This is your work.
This is my work. This is my job.
Priority.
And then for you to berate me about some vaccine I did not give you, it just really was uncalled for. And I was ready for the whole thing really just to end. And then so as far as like the overall event, we're packing up to finally leave because we used every vaccine we had. We're going to leave and all I hear is, oh, no. and watched some lady hit the ground because she just fainted. Child, mind you, I'm with nurses. I'm with the only nurses in the room. And I look over at them. They counting paperwork and doing other things. I said, hello? They're like, huh? I said, someone passed out. And they're like, what? I said, look right there. Someone's on the ground. They're like, oh my God. And they run over. And I said, I'm working with idiots. Like, this is ridiculous. And come to find out, the lady had got jumped the lady who passed out, she had got jumped a few days before, and it was banging her head in. And when she first came in, I saw that her eyebrow looked like scraped up, scarred, and like she had a bandage over it. Then when the nurse finally gets involved, he's like, call the ambulance. And then he goes and he touches vitals and making sure things are fine. And she's like, she just wants us to pick her up. The person who owns Black woman, person who like runs the place or like runs the events that go on. She said, no, do not pick her up. Call the ambulance. Yup, no.
Okay.
The ambulance comes. They like, you again? We just picked her up the other day when she got jumped.
Jumped? How old do you think she was?
Probably like 40.
Why is she getting jumped at the age of 40?
She's homeless. They all are. This is what they be going through.
Yeah, I'm forgetting.
But she was probably
My
annoying,
question is this.
she speaks Spanish.
Not too much. You think she spoke
much.
Spanish? I bet she spoke French too. Let me ask you this. Don't tell me the name of the town here, but does the name of the town you were in end with ville or borough? Because it's giving very that. What does it end in? Township?
In.
Oh. I need to know. Drop it in the chat because I need to know where you were because the activities going on there are something. Are redacted word. I too am going to keep it cute. Let me see where he is going to. Did you text
it's on here. Go to private chat.
Now, why would you need to put it in the private chat? It's just the two of us. Oh! It's giving that, but because you said it was near you, I'm like...
And that's not that far from me.
You're just the closest.
Like 30 minutes. I'm the closest out of all my coworkers. All the people
who
could go.
I'm sorry. You know what? Redacted thought, but if I had to say it out loud, it's giving Colin sick. Whatever.
Girl, mama. Like, I'm so tired of going to this place. I'm honestly... And let me just say this. I'm really I'm so tired of this job. Like, outside of just the constant BS, because sometimes the tea is fun and like it's all that.
Yeah.
But it's really getting to a point of like disdain and like I hate my life at this job. I feel like at this point there's honestly no way but up. But it's just like I don't even know how to put what words to put on it. Like going to work and not wanting to do anything or contribute anything. And like I like helping people. Like that part is not the part that is the issue. It's the like having to deal with the chaos. Like the workplace is so toxic. The management is terrible. Like they're secretive, they're manipulative, they like are like moving things around, shady things are going on.
Yeah.
And like the things my boss is doing is like, girl, and you don't even know the half. Like, no, this is not tea. I would never talk about my job. Blah, blah, blah. Girl, fuck all that. The VP just got fired the other day. One of the VP, the assistant VP. Child, they sent out an email at like 1:30 in the afternoon telling everybody. Well, I feel like my boss has something to do with her getting fired. Because come to find out, my boss has been trying to get a role that is attached to this lady's role. Like, she wants to be director of outreach. The lady was assistant vice president of clinical services and outreach. So, and it all didn't click for me until later on when I was like, she could never have gotten director of outreach without getting her out of here. Mind you, that was her boss. And my boss has connections with the CEO of the company. So and it was just too many things that played into me realizing how much she was involved in it. Because something my boss does when we get on the phone or we talk about different scenarios that happen, she speculates. She speculates everything. So say like, you walked past her door and you didn't speak to her. She was like, I feel like her boss is telling her stuff about me.
Right. Just making up stuff.
Everything. I call you about this lady getting fired and you have nothing to say. I've known you for over a year and a half. You have nothing to say.
Wait, you've been there for over a year and a half?
Yes.
This is not like you, Jayden.
You know I jump ship quick.
It's time to get out, mother.
But the girls are not hiring me.
They're not. Girl, I told you where to work. You just gotta come across that bridge.
Girl, I don't have the cash to do stuff.
Okay. Okay.
I'm a lift on my way over there to get to work. Like,
the shade. My thing is this: your boss, or presumably having a hand in this woman getting fired, right? Mm-hmm. It is giving very Macbeth. It is giving very Shakespearean to like kill people off until you're at the top. Like, Jayden, if she wasn't your boss, I would tell you to watch your back because you're next. But obviously, she has no interest in your role. She, you know what? It's gonna be in the news.
Was getting taught to be the CEO of the company eventually, and come to find out, you said that the CEO is no longer interested in her because she's been hearing stuff about her whole time. You're
hearing stuff, right?
Literally, when we got on that phone call, and she was like, I'm not saying nothing. That don't got nothing to do with me. She has never said that. The only time she's ever had this approach was when she got fired, and then when something else happened to her. Like when she was getting in trouble, that's the only time she would not say it. Pete. And literally on that same phone conversation, someone else who's like cool with the old assistant VP walks to her car on the phone. She's like, she probably on the phone with that girl talking about me right now. Literally, same conversation. You did that. But then when it comes time to talk about her getting fired, you have nothing to say. That is a first. And in the past, you told me how you was about to make some big moves. And like, these are all things you said to me. And like,
Jay, you need to write this down so you can have a record.
Know. Girl, I remember it all because it's juicy. That's like the tea is good, the tea is fun, the tea is fresh, but it's chaotic to live.
Messy.
Because our CEO is very reactionary. Like she's very like she's not proactive about things. It's honestly like standing in the middle
of kind of annoying.
A company that's falling. That's what this feels like, honestly, all the time. And it's a lot of us want out. Majority of the staff wants to leave. People who've been there for years are literally applying to other jobs as we speak.
Girl, ask them what they're applying to.
Girl, I ain't about to work no front desk with them.
But also, we want out of this sector. We want out of the nonprofit world. Yes. My thing is, you need to find the woman who got fired on LinkedIn and slip and slide into her DMs, because we here at Charlie Way, we need to know. I know that it's not in your best interest to be in her business, but because you've sort of involved us, we kind of need to know what happened.
And I think she's doing a lawsuit as we speak. So it'll be a lot coming forward that I'm really looking forward to. And I really just can't wait. I really just can't wait to see what unfolds.
I dare you to, when the news of the lawsuit drops, I dare you to share the news article to our Instagram.
I will try to.
But of course, this will be pending if you have another job lined up already, because you're certainly going to be gone the next day.
Yeah.
That is crazy. Your moment of the week is so, you're right when you text me like, oh my gosh, I have the funniest moment of the week. That's hilarious. This man is hilarious. He's a king. I hope you see him again next time, but I hope
I
he
hope
forgets
not.
about the whole interaction and that you just in the back of your mind is just like, that's
I would
him.
never forget. I would never forget him clocking me. I will never forget
Good
it.
thing you don't be in that area often, I don't think.
No. But it's also
No.
like it wasn't giving. I just don't understand. Like, what is it about me that attracts homeless men?
Oh, I thought you were about to say that gets you clocked. I was about to say, I don't have bandwidth for it today.
No, we don't
I
even have
can't
to have a
pretend with
conversation
you
because
today.
one walk past the mirror and I'm getting called the F word. So I just
And you're like,
like,
when did my dog learn to speak English? What is going
and it's like,
on?
who is that? And it's mirror me
Uh-huh.
calling me a faggot.
Correct.
So
Um, this is no longer a family show. Yeah, the homeless
mommy,
men are
what's up?
attracted to you. Correct. Correct. We're listening in the car with our families, Jayden. We're listening to this on our jobs. Yeah, the homeless men are attracted to you because I don't have
Right.
an answer.
It's okay.
And now it's time for the catch.
Mm-hmm.
The catch, the catch, the catch. This is where Jade and I are like, let me catch you up on a couple things that are happening in the world that we have the capacity to talk about because the other things that are happening in the world, you kind of should be following on your own a little bit. The first thing, as always, is follow us on Instagram and Twitter at Chow Anyway Pod. Yeah, and then on TikTok at Chow Anyway the Podcast. All three of those applications, I can't tell you how active or inactive those accounts are, but follow
That
just in case.
just in case one day.
The reason you have to
Also,
follow.
follow for if you are interested in being a part of the Child Anyway team. We are looking for people to help grow the podcast, evolve
The
the
way you just
podcast.
threw that important thing out like it was so blase. Oh, also follow if you're interested in it. Girl, it's giving that needs to be a whole section. It should have been written down.
Well, it didn't pop up till
You
just
should
now.
have said that before the catch, because that feels like it's more important than following us on Instagram. So we're looking to expand the Child Anyway team. If you're interested in being a part of the team in any capacity, reach out to us at childanywaypod@gmail.com. No experience necessary, only enthusiasm to learn, be teachable, be fun to work with.
If you
A
live in
little,
Philly area, that's a plus.
yeah,
If you live
definitely
in
plus.
South
South
Jersey area, that's a plus. If you have a
Jersey.
car, double plus. If you don't, I can pick you up. That's not a problem. But
Just have a car or be portable on the transit system. I'm like transformationable. I don't know.
No.
Just be, you don't have to know really anything except for that you want to learn, and that you
Literally,
have to have patience, and you have to be kind of an on time person because we can't all be late. That's just not going to work.
it's not gonna work at all.
It's just not going to work. So we do need a punctual girlie. And that's kind of the only thing. But yeah, reach out to us at Child Anyway Podcast. I'm sorry, that's not it. childanywaypod@gmail.com. Also, Child Anyway the podcast on TikTok. Just kidding, don't reach out there, but also reach out on our Instagram at Child Anyway Pod. Boom, boom, bam, bam. So that was that. Excited to see all the applicants. LOL, crickets. The
Right.
first thing for the catch is this. Last week during Take It or Leave It, Jayden brought to us an album suggestion by none other than Miss Ariana Grande.
Well, yes.
Her album is about her divorce from a man whose name starts with a D, I think. Whatever. So I just saw the news, and I normally don't report on this demographic, but she's so racially ambiguous that I figured why not.
Please.
Recently her divorce settlement where she has to pay her man $1.2 million in the settlement. And I was just a little bit taken aback for a couple reasons. Number one, it's not my business, and I really don't care about their marital affairs and their extramarital affairs. My thing is this. Why does she have to pay him anything? Why is anybody getting paid? This isn't even like a gender thing where I'm like, men shouldn't want women's money. It's just like, even if the roles were reversed, why is anybody being paid? They were only married for 3 years. It's not like they met and got married when she was on freaking in the line to audition for Sam and Cat. Like she was very, very, very famous already. They got together January 2020.
Right.
If she's on her 7th album now in 2020, she already had a couple albums out. So it's not like you married
We
this
knew who Ariana
poor
Grande was.
homely girl. You married into this lifestyle that you already knew. So to pay $1.25 million to like accommodate the lifestyle that you've become accustomed to, that's probably one of the biggest scams in the divorce game that a lot of people are, I'm not going to say nothing. I'm not going to say too much because the girls are benefiting, but it doesn't make sense to me. They've only been married for 3 years. And on top of that, she also has to pay some of his attorney fees. Now that I also don't understand. Why can't you take your attorney fees out of this 1.25 million? But mostly, why am I paying you at all?
I don't get why. Yeah, I don't understand the paying at all portion, especially if he has money of his own.
Yeah.
Like he, hmm. Yeah, like they didn't go into a venture together. Like
No.
he didn't contribute any significant way to her
Nothing.
intellectual property or the businesses she started or the things she's created since them being together. And maybe I just don't understand what the purpose of financial settlements are in divorces outside of like a house partner
Right.
or some type of like
Selling your assets makes sense, of course. Yeah.
or like I worked with you at a point and then we became we got married and then I stopped working and you worked full time. Like then we get a divorce. Okay, you owe me for all them years I had to stop working, or like I did stop working. Or
Yeah.
if it was like I started dating a random person and I helped them get these things and now they have to be able to provide for themselves with these things. And it's like, okay, like sure, but no. Like her having to pay 1.25 million is a lot. I could see if it was like 500,000
Yeah,
or really
that's fine.
just the attorney fees. But if she has the money to give, then let her spend her check, child.
Number one. And number two, my thing, we talked about this before we started, is if you're Ariana Grande, if you're any famous name person, that prenuptial agreement, it needs to be ironclad. It needs to stay in bold print, not even fine print. You're gonna walk away with whatever you came in here with.
And
And the most I'm offering
unless
is
we did a
a
venture together,
kiss of
like
her.
ventures
Well, whatever
together,
you, of course,
sure,
but your name is going to be on that. Like all of
right?
my
And you
money will
automatically
remain
get a
my
part, yeah.
money. But you were saying, oh, it's because she had that affair, child. But my thing is this, and it's not even a secret. If you know you're about that life, that cheating lifestyle, that stepping out life, who cares? Really, it's your marriage. Do what you want. Why would you put even any stipulations in your prenup about it?
Because the girls be in love in real time. They can never imagine that some life thing will happen. They will fall in love with somebody else, and that's why I'm like, that infidelity clause be whooping our asses.
Every
1.25
time.
million. That's why I be telling the girl, stop. I was having a conversation with my coworkers the other day about getting married, and I was just like, I don't think we should be getting married prior to 30. And
Wow.
I said it's such a big decision, and I don't think people take into account how big the decision is. Like there are things you have probably never talked about with a, a spouse or a partner. Spouses when they're married.
Yeah.
Oh, a partner or someone you're dating, or someone you're interested in. Like you now have to maintain certain things together. Like your health insurance sometimes has to come together, or how you
Student
file your taxes.
loans.
These things take a turn when you get married. Maybe for the better, maybe for the worse, but you wouldn't know that. How do you like? What are your Sunday routines? Like, sure, these are things you can learn when dating, but there's a certain difference when you end up in a marriage with someone. Like, I can perform for you for 6 years of us dating because you live over there, I live over there, or even if we live together, like we're dating, like whatever. Now we're married, mama. Neither one of us can go anywhere for real.
Let me ask this to our married listeners. Besides the obvious about like, oh, realizing we're locked in for real, realizing that this is forever, etc., etc., what was the biggest shock slash like, whoa, I wasn't expecting this that marriage did for the girls? If you listen up to this point, reach out to us however you see fit and let us know because I'm really curious. And I
I am really
do
curious.
actually only know one married listener. So I'm really hoping she comes through with this information.
I'm hoping for that too because I also don't know any.
I need to know.
And it's like I was telling him they live with each other at this point, but I was like, but how much do you know about her still? Like, even if you do live with her, I was like, what does she like to do when you're not home? You have no answer for that. What does she do for a living? What is like? He didn't have no answer for it.
What's
But
her middle name?
Like, what's her favorite thing? Like, what part of the house does she love to clean and what part does she hate? Like,
right.
You don't know these things in other people, but you want to get married to them. Like, y'all think of marriage, y'all think of babies as like things, like just random things and not like huge decisions. Getting married affects your finances heavy. Having a baby is a whole loan. Like,
gosh,
what do you mean? And that's a lifelong debt. Like, not to say all children are debts, but you can likely go into some.
All children are dead. That's a debt. Children don't make you money. I mean, you get a little taxes, but you pay a lot. That's a debt.
That's not them TikTokers be saying shit.
Girl,
Or them
no,
YouTubers.
they be getting
How they be using them
kids.
kids.
I wish I had a couple kids I can claim.
Okay, this dog about to get claimed next year, and that's what I'm saying. Like, I'm like, there's a Saturn return that happens every 29 years.
Exactly.
And like the girls have said, like their whole personalities have shifted. All the things they want in life, who they become, is so different post that return. Like, what if you wake up one day and you don't even know this bitch? Like, you're sitting there looking at them like, who the fuck is this? And that's what I don't. That's why I have such a hard stance. I believe in the commitment. It's the signing off, the paperwork, infidelity clause. Mama, we could do this a little more self-work. You've been in your 20s for how long, and how many times have you been single? Like, these are the questions I have to be asking.
No,
girls.
seriously,
Like,
seriously.
why are you 25 still in that? And the girls be in relationships, and I love y'all for it, and y'all know I love y'all. Y'all know y'all still in relationships, girl. I know you.
I'm screaming because you did have to say that disclaimer for somebody.
I did have to say that disclaimer because I already see text messages showing up on my phone. I love your relationships. I love y'all being in your relationships, but I would love for y'all to be single. Like, I would love for y'all to experience life without them niggas. I said it because. And
baby, she turned the volume down. She didn't hear that part.
So you
might have to text her.
She hit 30 and fast forward.
The
little 30-second fast forward. She hit it. And the thing, I think there's also a difference between the girls with. I'm gonna end it right there because this is about to get real personal. And I'm gonna just end it.
It did feel like it was about to get very,
and I was about to send a shot that was not supposed to leave right here. So I'm going to be quiet and we're going to revert back to the program. Next question.
So essentially. So yeah, that's that on that. Jayden has thoughts on marriage. I have thoughts on marriage. I don't feel like shade nobody today. Nobody's marriage, nobody's institution. Personally, the best part is the wedding. That part's only one day. The part that people like the best about having children is the baby. That part's only 3 years.
A few, yeah.
So, and I'm pushing it because whatever, but whatever. It's like having people say we really want to have a baby. I'm like, no. Then go babysit one because you're not gonna get a baby. You're gonna get a human that starts as a baby, and then they're gonna be adults. Do you want an adult? I hate them. And it'll be mutual too. Anyway, so speaking of viruses, just kidding, that was messed up. Children are not a virus. So in 2020, we saw a lot of, well, actually, maybe like before that, like 2018, 2019, we saw a lot of the anti-vax movement. The girls don't want to get their kids vaccinated for whatever reason. I don't feel like getting into the politics of that. But let me just say this. Some of those things that y'all are so pressed about not getting, they're eradicated. When was the last time you heard about somebody having polio? When was the last time you heard about somebody having scurvy, somebody having mumps, rubella, measles? She's up
Donatella.
next. Hello,
Versace.
Measles is up next. There's been 52 cases reported so far this year as compared to 52 all last year, which is already too much because in 2000, this disease was declared eliminated. We eradicated this disease in 2000. I'm sorry, not 20,000. 2000.
So.
And she's back. Why? Because people don't want to get their shots. Baby, get your MMR and stop playing.
Please.
This is not no pity pat something. This is not no little, this is not no little bird flu. This is not little H1N1. This is serious. I mean, those are serious, definitely serious. But if you don't want to get a flu shot, okay, whatever. Measles, mumps, and rubella, Donatella. I don't even know what measles does. You know why? Because I've never seen it. I've never saw someone with it. I didn't even truly know what polio did until I looked it up one day randomly because it was, in history books. People don't get the black plague. Like nobody has gotten the bubonic, baby. We're not doing the bubonic.
You bitches are bubonic. You anti-vaxxers are bubonic. And that's really what's
I mean, literally, they're bubonic. Like
you guys are bubonic. Mama, I'm saying that all the time. I'm like, girl, shut the fuck up. You're bubonic.
I don't know if you're saying it in a funny way or if it's just a funny word. Bubonic.
It's both. Girl, you are bubonic. Like, girl, bye.
Bubonic.
Bubonic. I know who you are.
Okay. Pulls up mask. It's bubonic. I don't want it. I don't want to be bubonic. So I don't want
the measles. I don't want the mumps. I don't want scurvy. I don't want none of it.
I don't want scurvy. I don't want scabies. I don't want bed bugs.
And right before COVID, it was actually very cringe for people to be anti-vax. Like it was not like the norm. It was like
counterculture. Yeah,
you were actually probably ousted and maligned for being anti-vax prior to COVID, but because the COVID vaccine has become more politic than it is procedure, that's all y'all seem to care about. And it's about like, I don't want those shots of my kids. And it's like, mama, them shots is in you. And you didn't have the measles.
You didn't grow up with measles.
1529 didn't have the measles as the epidemic going on. They may have the epidemic of I was gonna say baby mama drama, but I just have no time for that.
You're so ridiculous. Because
and they may have had tonsillitis, but did they have the measles?
Yeah.
No. The mumps, no. Tennis elbow, sure, but
did you just say tennis elbow?
Mm-hmm.
I'm about to kick you out of the Zoom. How was your mom in the era of like the huge multi-shot vaccines in the arm?
I don't remember.
Well, you wouldn't, honey. The way you would know is because your mom would have a scar on her arm.
Oh, well, don't know.
Are you one of those men that don't know their mom's middle name? Like, do you know your mom? When's your mom's birthday? Quick. When's her birthday?
Not telling y'all, but yes, I know her.
Because she don't know. She don't know.
And her middle name.
Girl, get downstairs and learn about your mother. Look at your mother and see if she's got a scar on her arm. Or maybe just ask her. Basically, back in the day, the people were giving out these vaccines by the dozens, baby. It wasn't given no one at a time. It was given all at once. So people of a certain age and generation have like a scar on their arm that looks kind of just like, it looks like a punch card, honestly. They just got vaccinated against so many things all at once. And I'm like, baby, let's bring back the mark, as some of the anti-vaxxers will call it, the mark of the beast.
The mark of the beast.
Let's bring that vaccine mark back so we know who not to bring our children around. When I see that mark on the arm, I said, oh, she's older. She's seen some stuff. She knows a thing or two because she's seen a thing or two. Why? In the year 2024, what I have to say out loud, oh, measles are back. It was bad enough monkeypox made a little visitation. What is a monkey? Whatever.
Which we do vaccines for that.
Exactly, but the girls did it, and we don't talk about it anymore because they took the precautions. They wasn't playing, and I respect it. Miss Measles, I don't even know that do they even make the vaccine readily available to a regular person? Yeah, they do actually. You know how I know? Because you got to get it to go to school.
Yes. So how y'all are getting it and giving 52 cases of it to other people, I don't get it. And this ain't no, the girls love to try and Tuskegee airman their way through. This ain't that. This ain't the Tuskegee experiment, baby. This is y'all being trifling and dirty, and not trying to, and not trying to get your, and y'all not trying to get y'all vaccines. Y'all trying to move around the subject. Baby, we smell the bubonic on you. Get over here,
because it's got a stench. You better believe it's got a stench.
We can smell it. The dirt creates a odor that has a color to it that spells anti-vax in the sky. We know it's you.
It follows you. To me, I can understand being like, oh, I ain't getting that COVID, I ain't getting that Pfizer, that Moderna, making that, because that it's been so politicized. It's really hard to like step back and separate that. But these ones, you were already you were vaccinated against as a child. Like, if you are a mother today and you have control over your child's whatever the cuss, unless you didn't go to public school and your parents had you living under a troll bridge, then you were vaccinated against
and then you got ringworms. So like you still no good.
No good. To me, this is getting on my nerve because it's highly contagious, but I don't know what to do or what it looks like. Like, I have no idea.
Okay.
They say it's highly contagious, but I don't know what it looks
air?
like.
Is it about water? Is it about fire? Is it about earth?
Hello? Like, oh my God, girl, I just can't. This is such an easy fix. Like, we have so many seemingly unfixable issues. They're just like such big, it's going to take decades of work to fix this issues. When we have issues like this, it's like, girl, y'all are just making our problems to have. Y'all just adding stuff. Every time that someone is anti-vax and a new something comes back, it always makes me think of like the like mosquitoes from dinosaur times stuck in like hardened amber, and then when they like melt away, they have got like some nasty disease stuck in their not beak. What are they called? Sticky nose thing. Anyway, so that's silly. And please get your children vaccinated against at least MMR, at least. But and if they're offering polio, take that too. Like, okay, unless you want it, I don't care.
Is it mostly kids that are getting it?
Girl, the freaking article was giving me such a runaround. They wasn't trying to tell me no information. I could have looked into it a little more past that one article I read, but I was so nervous I had to click off. They didn't even say who it was. They didn't even blame it on the anti-vax movement, but I did because I know the truth. I don't believe it's mostly children because they said that people are mostly getting it from travel, like international travel is how it's spreading. Never mind. I forgot kids be traveling. So it could be kids. I don't know. But it's everybody. Anybody can come and get it, is what Measles said. Anybody can get it. But what everybody can't get is ice cream from McDonald's. So it's like a running joke, but it's also based in truth that McDonald's ice cream machine is always broken. And my thoughts, more often than not, is that the ice cream machine just needs to be cleaned. But sometimes the ice cream machine is truly broken. The problem has gotten so bad, Jayden and listeners, that the government has stepped in because the issue is much bigger than just a dissatisfied customer. McDonald's ice cream machines are manufactured by some company called Taylor something. and they have a copyright that only alloweth for their manufacturers to come fix the machine, which can take up to 90 days at a time. Which to me, I'm like, so then they lied because when I come back the next day, it's fixed. Anyway, so the government is stepping in to essentially like come up off that copyright and let the girls come and fix it. Like, we just gonna call a task rabbit, come fix this machine. It's really not that deep. Because get this, and I don't know how I couldn't interpret the information, so maybe you can help me. The DOJ says that a broken ice cream machine can cost the business up to $625 a day. I could not decide if they meant all the McDonald's or just one McDonald's is losing $625 a day from the ice cream machine being down. And then I'm thinking, I'm a little bit shocked because I thought it would be more, but then I'm also like, I thought it would be less. Like, I didn't know so many people were trying to get ice cream from McDonald's, but then
A
also
day.
I'm like, why aren't more people trying to get ice cream from McDonald's? You know, like,
Mm.
what's $625?
Right. $625 a day. And that's like a McDonald's. How many people is getting, because they have a few options. They have like the regular ice cream cone, regular ice cream, and then they also have like milkshakes, and then they also have
McFlurry.
McFlurries. So I'm like, that's a good range of like 3 options that people could always choose from all day long.
Oh, and the
Does
Sunday. That Sunday is good. I'm not gonna lie.
the Sunday is pretty good. But I'm trying to think, do any of their drinks have ice cream in it? Do they do like floats or whatever?
Well, they have the Shamrock Shake or whatever that variation of the month is, but to me, I mean, I know it's such a staple in the community, but if it's gonna be that unreliable, just get rid of it. Like,
Just change the copyright and clean them. That's my thing. Like, y'all, it don't matter if they fix or not. If there's worms and stuff in it
oh,
and maggots,
that's what is making it a Sunday. That's
and
what's
that's
giving it that
what's
crunch.
giving y'all the measles. The McMeasles.
Nick Measles.
Did you see the thing about Boeing
Yes.
with
Yeah,
the
wait, was
whistleblower?
that you that would tell me about that?
I think so. I
I
don't
think
know.
so. I mean,
With the
I don't
whistleblower, he
know.
got killed, and there was
Yes.
a friend of his that he was talking to a few days before he was killed.
We'll go back and tell the
Allegedly.
people what the thing is because you told me.
Okay, sorry. Yeah. So Boeing is one of the manufacturers for planes, them and Airbus, and companies buy planes from Boeing. Now, Boeing has been cheapening all their products, and even like come to find out that the planes are the sizes they are. You know, when you look at pictures of planes from like the 70s or 60s, and it's so spacious and so wide, yeah, that's all to save money. Like, that has nothing to do with like
Yeah.
we realized it couldn't fly so big. No, it has no problem. It's just all to make things cheaper to put
Mhm.
together, and then they can charge more for the flight. If they wanted to have space, they could. But
Yeah, for sure.
Boeing was using cheaper products or scrapped products on new Boeing planes, or they were saying that things were cleared for use when they were absolutely not. And this one guy, who I believe he retired, he became the whistleblower and saying like, this thing happened where they wanted me to we did a check and it was over 100 something issues with the plane. Then they sent it to Atlanta to get like the whatever kind of check they have, and a portion of his team went, and when they came back, they were honored, or not honored, they were rewarded for having 50 or less issues show
Mhm.
up. And he was like, what happened? He said that his boss had said that when they got there, they only had an hour or so to recheck the area of the plane, and after that hour they were kicked off the plane. So and this is when I said like numbers can lie. It's like how numbers are pulled and looked at
Mhm.
can be used maliciously, or like
Mhm.
to deceitfully. Because if you only allow someone to search for an hour for something that takes 5 hours to do, of course you're going to say they only found 20 issues when the actual issue number could have been 250. And now we're going to put people on this plane and put them in harm's way. just to. And you know what? One of my problems with you airplane bitches. Why don't y'all listen to when they're telling the security measures? No one listens when they're saying the security information. When I tell you, in my recent travels, I've been on the plane, mask on, which that's one in a million, and everyone's like, they're doing a presentation, and everyone's scrolling their phone. People still on the phone, talking to people out loud, talking to the person next to them. I'm like,
you need to know.
You need to know this information. And then I was saying this. I said this to a group of friends who, after I came back from somewhere, I was saying like, I hate that happens. That no one pays attention to whatever. And they're like, because we know what it's gonna say. I said, so what did they say?
You don't.
I said, so what do you do if we land in water? Don't know how, isn't this right here or something right there? And you guessing. I said, you won't have this much time if you're in a crisis.
Right.
I said, next time, listen to what they're saying. Because everyone swears they know until it's time to know.
You don't. And even if you do know, why not at least pay attention a little bit? Like, ain't nothing wrong with a little refresher because you have never been on this specific plane. They could have something new, like, oh, and just a heads up, we're going to experience some turbulence, so the masks will come down at this point, so don't be alarmed. Like, there could always be some new information.
Right.
It's like when the phone messages lie and say our menu options have changed, so please listen carefully. Maybe they haven't changed, but you just want me to listen to all the options. Right. Same thing. It may not have changed, but you're not off book. You're not a stewardess.
I know you're not off.
You're not a flight
attendant.
On
one of the things that was happening with Boeing was that the what's it called would, even if they did fall, they would not be pushing out air. Oxygen.
The oxygen masks?
Yeah, if the oxygen masks came down, majority of them would not work. He told a friend days before he died that I feel fine. I love my life. If something happens to me, no, I was murdered and I would not commit suicide. And that's exactly what happened.
Do people hear this? Like, this is scary time.
The girls need to get ready. I was talking to Amira before the podcast started. Well, before we started the podcast. Like, we made the action happen, not we're not in control. We're not controlled by this thing. I know. And I was just telling her how there was a video from TikTok on Twitter where the person was talking about how the government and the powers that be are preparing for a revolt with these cop cities, because as most of us know, and if you don't, there's a cop city which is like they're cutting down trees and like a preserved forest actually to build, I forget how big it is, but a big space, a big city essentially for cop training and teaching how to combat any potential uprisings or large bodies or protesting. And first of all, that's fascism to like its core. But it's someone pointed out, and people were asking like, I feel like this is about to start up everywhere. But what people didn't realize was it already was. I think that's what the find out thing was. Like, people was like, oh, this is about to start happening everywhere. In Atlanta, it was just publicized. But what people didn't realize was that it was happening everywhere already. There was already developments being put into place. There was already things voted into action. Like, things had already been moving, and it was finally becoming aware that this thing was happening. And so there's a if I find it, I'll try to remember to post it, child. But the image of all the different places that cop cities will be, and it's, if you look at it, it's probably going to be a lot of predominantly Black places, or places where uprisings have happened, or some type of revolutionary groundwork is kind of being built. So that's what I'm telling the girls. Like, y'all don't want to listen to me, but I'm trying to tell y'all, like, it's not about if there will be a collapse. It's about when there will be. It's
definitely when.
And it's honestly coming soon, based on how violent the empire is and has become. and even like with Haiti and everything going on, like it's building. The pressure is building. It's all really kind of like you trying to live a life of luxury. I would put that to the curb. Like I would stop trying to think of lux and put your plans in order. Get your emergency preparedness plans together, girl. Start
Hello, get your
stocking,
dried
slow
beans, girl.
stocking, slow stock that food. Buy you a book on planting. Buy you a book on how to build something. But start buying some tools, mama. Like just start preparing. Start downloading things on hard drives and downloading any pictures. Or another one people were saying was maps. We will not know how to access places without our phones. Like when we had MapQuest, it was more teaching you how to get to a place,
how to read a map,
like how to read a map, how to like that was building that habit, that skill. Now we rely on GPS to show us how to get somewhere every time.
Yeah, don't zoom out, baby, because you will not know.
You will not know, and it's like it's time to start getting back over there. Find your different places that you go to, or writing down friends' numbers, and like it's time to get back to very old ways of living. Because this internet life, these Twitter pages, these Instagram accounts, even my Tumblr, it may come crumbling down, y'all. It's come crumbling down.
Girl, bigger fish. My thing is this: what an incredible waste of our tax dollars. We are already giving the like big police all of our money, the military all of our money, these violent states all of our money. Meanwhile, hello, the fact that you have to host, your nonprofit is hosting these events every 2 weeks for the unhoused community, baby, what's the government doing? I can answer that for you. Don't. Nothing. This is where our money is going.
Weighing in on McDonald's broken ice cream machines.
Hello?
Trying to ban
for $625 a day. Really?
Trying to ban TikTok. What? Y'all did that in the weekend. But when it comes to a ceasefire, or when it comes to aid, or when it comes to student loan debt, or when it comes to any other thing, now it's we don't know what you're talking about. We can't talk about that. That takes about 6 months to figure out. But to ban TikTok, it's an immediate turnaround. Get ready, y'all.
The people like
get ready, get fit.
It's so scary because it's like no, not get fit, girl. I can't run a mile. I can't run a mile.
Brain fit and like just you gotta have a strong arm and be
Get
able
hip.
to swing and
that's the weakest part of my body. No, I'm gonna have to use my legs to push up. I can't. My legs are
but all them locks on that damn door, you'll be fine.
Okay. You know how I get
that
down.
Door is
click, 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 click. Hello. Bing. I'm like
it's guns going off behind the thing.
You cross the street because it's gonna take me 30 seconds to unlock the door. Girl, I'm not playing
every time.
I'm really not playing.
And it's the funniest part is standing outside the door, hearing it all happen.
I've never stood outside. I need to do it. I need to stand outside and hear it one day.
You need to
it shall be so annoying.
Ridiculous the entire process is. Girl, I'm here. Okay, hold on. Click, clack, boom, do. Hey, girl, and then unlock screen.
And then there's another gate to unlock.
Like, girl, just open the door.
No.
You should know. When I said I was on my way, just start doing 2 every minute.
First of all, I was watching your location on the map. So, yeah, I could have started sooner, but I had to make sure it was you. If somebody didn't take your phone, I had to make sure. You know how the girls getting out here stealing phones and whatnot. Anyway, so basically that was it for the catch. I feel like those were some hot ticket items. Obviously, a lot of stuff happened. There were parties, there were after events, there were looks to discuss, whatever. That's what we decided to talk about. Now we're back with another segment that's been gone for a while because this is very personal to me. Let's just say I wrote it in, and that's kind of obvious based off of when I read it out loud. Now it's time for take it or leave it. This is where people will write into us at chatanywaipod@gmail.com or any of our other platforms with a question, a query, something they need help with. Now this has me pondering because okay. First of all, this is why my door is locked. You hear them cars? Yeah, you do.
They coming to investigate
I
that door.
no, because they heard you talking about Cop City. That's what they're on the way for. Um, Here's my thing. I wrote it in because I really needed help, and I asked my sister. I said, "Should I ask this question on the pod because I really do need help?" Yeah, she said, "Oh yeah, Jaden's probably going to give you like a really direct answer." So here's hoping. How, Jayden, do I, Amira, politely, only because, my mother is always pushing that on me, and she would probably have to be in the vicinity of when this happens, politely yet firmly let a person know not to call me twin instead of my real name. And for context, this is not like somebody that knew me when I was a twin versus an individual, aka a baby or a child with indiscernible features. Like, it's not like you met me in high school when we wore a school uniform and we looked just alike. You met me the way I look today with this bald head, um, bleached hair. Also, you've
Right.
only ever been in the room with me and my twin sister one time after you already met us. The first time you met me, you called me twin, and I'm like, okay, who is that? I don't know, twin. That's not my name. And I just need to know, Jayden, how do I let this person know that's not going to work? And I just am not going to answer if you continue on with this.
I want to know what you planned on doing. What you want
Okay,
to do.
because
I don't not what you plan on
because
doing, but what you want to do.
So when this happened, my mom was there, and sometimes she does the right thing. So the girl was like, "Oh, hey, twin," and then my mom said, because there were other people in the space that didn't know me or my sister. So then she said, "Oh, their names are this. Like these are their names," and like introduced us properly with our names. So that's what my mom did. And I wanted to, when she was like, she comes over to me and she's like, "Twin," and she calls me, and I wanted to be like, "Oh, are you talking to me? That's not my name. Don't call me twin. Thank you." That's all I was gonna say.
And that's all you that's all you
But
really
to
need to say.
me, you know how the girls get. Hello to your mother. You know how the girls get. They love to be like, "Oh my gosh, stop playing. You be an extra. Are you a twin or not?" And I need to actually be more direct. I actually lied. I wanted to be a little bit sass. I wanted to have a little zing to it, a little zip, but a
I'd be like,
cute read.
I think you should do like, do you know my name?
That's good.
Because that's usually what it stems from. Because most times, even if you are a twin, unless I met you as twin, like if I met y'all as twins, it could be a cute running joke. But if that's not the case, like
Yeah.
the real
Like,
reason I'm calling you twin is because I actually don't know which one you are, and it's like
which is fair if you knew us as twins.
it's kind of dumb because y'all look very different. Not even, and I guess I've known y'all when y'all look the same. Y'all look very different. But even now, like y'all are look.
You knew us when we had the same length hair. We did look the same. We look the same as we do now. Our hair was just different.
Well, no, y'all definitely looked a little more similar back in the day.
Okay.
I think as y'all have aged, y'all have definitely like faces have changed even more.
For sure.
I think when we were in college, y'all looked more alike than y'all do now.
Yeah, I believe that because people that only knew my sister would confuse me in the campus center, and every time I'd have to be like, "I'm not me. That's not who I am," and then walk
Right.
away.
I think you should ask her like, "Do you know my name?" Because I think what that already sets is like, I want you to call me by my name. Like, it's weird that you keep calling me twin and not my name. So I don't think
That's
you know
good. That's good.
You know what I'm saying? Like, do you know
That's
my name?
good. No,
And it's like,
I think I want to be a little nastier. Do you not
and you
know
can
my
be like,
name?
it's okay. And be like,
Because
oh,
it
it's
isn't
okay.
okay.
It's Amira.
Oh well, I'll do yours.
Only because people get embarrassed when you call them out. So it's like,
Maybe, but the reason this person knows me is whatever. I'm just gonna say it. My sister, my other sister, you are listening to her call out to me directly. Like, You just heard my sister direct my name at me, and then you followed up quickly with a twin. Like, you could just use the name that my sister just said, even though that's not even my real name. It's like a little fun nickname, but you still could have just used that. You just making up stuff at this point.
I wonder what that is though. Maybe they don't
I
know
think
other
it's
twins in real life. So it's like
comfortability. I think
you
people get too
found out
comfortable
someone
to
was a
twin.
twin. You found out somebody was a twin, and you automatically just want to call them twin. Like that's it's
I
weird
just
to
have never had the
me. But
urge.
I
I'm a twin,
know
so I
other
don't get it.
twins, and the thing, like
So,
I have twins in my family, so I don't get that either. But I feel like that's triplet erasure because I'm right here, and
well, exactly. That's the other thing. I'm like, why didn't she call me triplet?
no, girl, you do
Two
not.
syllables. Two syllables. Two syllables.
It's too much work. At
It's
that
too
point,
much.
they might as well call you a mirror.
Hello. It's 3 syllables. Like, just add another one. Come on now. It is triplet erasure. I am very sorry. But like, so growing up, like, I literally do not care if my aunts and uncles in North Carolina call me twin. I really don't care because, girl, at
Y'all
this
been calling
point,
me
you
twin since
65. You definitely
yeah.
don't care. I know who you're talking to because you're looking right at me. And when you try to make an attempt and you guess right every time, so it's just giving silly at this point.
Right.
My mom's mom, literally calls me and my twin sister Yanamira. She just calls us both by both names, and I'm like, she's right every time. My name is in there somehow. Anyway, the point is, if you knew me when I was a baby and you couldn't tell me apart, and you want to call me twin because you're my aunt and you're 65, okay, that's fine. If you knew me in college, no, even my high school
No.
friends did not
Yeah,
call me
no.
twin. It's just like pretty random. Like, I
But
can't
I
imagine
think
calling somebody
and you
twin.
want to know something? I think because you met this person through your older sister, it's different. Because they one probably met you through story first.
Oh,
You
for
know,
sure.
like twin, one of the twins, twin.
Yeah.
So that's always going to be like your identifier with this person. And then it's also like, yeah, they just know you as a twin. Like, I don't really have to get to know you past twin because I met you through her. So you're twin to me, babe. Because when I see the other one, I'm a hard twin too.
Yeah. No, correct. We're both twin. To me, I think maybe my issue with my sister, I think my sister needs to update whatever stories she's got in rotation. Because one time her friend comes up to me, he's like, "Are you the one that skateboards?" Baby, I haven't skateboarded since I broke my foot in 2019. The one that skateboards? Girl, what?
Girl, I'm the one that got away. Bye. And I would walk away.
Hello? Like, what? So anyway, I think that's a really, really good tip, Jayden. I'm just gonna be like, "Do you know my name?" But I really want it to be zingier. I want to say, "Oh, you must not know my name." But I won't because it's
You can say
Easter.
that. That's not bad. It's the follow up to that.
Sometimes you know that tone's going to get you every time. So I have to ask a question that can't even give way to a nasty moment.
Do you not know my name?
Ugh.
That's not bad. But you
Oh, you
trying to
don't?
give you don't even know my name, do you? Like you're trying to give
But my problem is
drama,
I don't even want to.
theatrics.
What I really want to give is nothing. I really don't even want to interact. I really want to say, "Don't talk to me," because every time you talking to me, it's something that somebody else can help you with, and I don't want to be the one to do it. I don't want to talk to you anymore. Ask my sister. Walks away. Because my real problem is this, Jayden, and you might know this about me. I can't stand when somebody gets too comfortable too quick. Just because
You
you're
do
friends
hate
with
that.
my friend does not mean that I'm friends with you. I'm cool with you because I trust my friend's judgment sometimes. But it never gave bestie. It never gave, now we're chopping it up about my biggest insecurity because me and my friend chop up about my insecurity. It never gave that. It just never did. And the most comfortable person a person can be is being related to you, a sister, essentially. You thought we were sisters because you're friends with my sister?
Okay. And
When your
you
sisters
know
get
what?
older, Jayden, it'll be this. It'll be this.
But I've had that, especially with the friendship thing. Like when people automatically think they have the same access to you that the person they know you through has access to you,
Right.
and it's like, but you have to be very transparent with the boundary. Like I think when that's the case, I give very like, I don't know you like that, sister. Like I'm sorry, like I
I've
don't
never
know
witnessed
you,
it.
but it's like because it's not, because I also have been on the other side. Like, I don't come in expecting to know whoever. Like, I think I don't want you to think that you have to spill your beans out to me. I literally will walk away. Like, if
No.
y'all was in the middle of conversation, I'll pop in and say do 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 do,
Mm-hmm.
and I will leave because, girl, that had nothing to do with me. Unless you want,
Right.
unless you still sharing that tea, I'm up on that tea. But if you were like, oh, we was talking about something, I'm like, okay, I'll talk to you later. Then bye. Like, it's not that deep. But
It really
I
isn't.
think people naturally have this, like, even especially they see you laughing with your sister, or like they see like y'all in a moment cracking up, and they're like, "Oh, I want to laugh with them. Like, they seem like they're cool." So then, when it comes time for interaction with all three, they want to start humming and singing because they know you can sing, like stuff like that. And it's like,
right.
you could just not. And
You could
I
not.
actually
Yeah.
would. It would be better for you
Yeah.
if you just act like you just met me, or try to act like we've been down for years.
I think the thing is just continue with whatever the dynamic of your relationship is. Stay true to that. I'm not asking you to come around and be hermit vibes because you don't know me. You're besties with this person. Okay, cool. Continue besties with that person. But if you have an inside joke where you stay clowning our mutual friend's hairline, I'm not interested in being a part of that.
No.
I wasn't a part of that joke. I wasn't there when it started. I don't want to be a part of it. Let's create our own traditions. How about that? Anyway, so I can't wait to use this tip because I think I'm gonna see her soon. And I will definitely keep the podcast updated on how it goes. And if I have to get pulled to the side by my mother. I hope not, because she'd be anyway, so yeah, that was take it or leave it. Thank you so much for your help, Jayden. And those kind of questions plus more, we're here to help you with. If you got questions about how do I tell my boss that her breath stinks and she needs to back up when she's doing trainings. That is a real question I might ask next week. Just kidding. Just kidding if you're listening.
Right.
Just random little questions that we could potentially help you with because even though we haven't experienced it always, there could be some helpful hints in there. Jayden's not, well, he is, but you've never been called twin. So,
I'm not a twin.
no, I was
Actually
going to say
have.
duplicate.
Yeah, I'm not a duplicate, but I haven't called twin. I have a twin.
But like as of cute, twin, hey twin, not like,
yeah,
is your name twin?
But you know what's funny? One of us, we've also had this experience of someone randomly calling us twin because we call each other twin, and we're like, why are you doing that?
Is it exactly the thing? Like, who are you?
It's like, why are you doing that? That doesn't make sense. It's not cute or funny or quirky. You're messing everything up.
Please leave the space.
You've thrown off the entire vibe. Me and my twin are leaving.
We're leaving. And you're covering the check. So write us in at charlieandamepod@gmail.com. And that was it for Take It or Leave It. Da-doom-cha. Now it's time for Thank Me Later. This is where Jade and I are like, yo, did you listen to this? Did you watch this? Did you hear that? Yeah, you're welcome. You're welcome. Sometimes it's like, wash your hands after you go to the bathroom. Sometimes it's like, did you hear this super niche short film on YouTube? Shout out to Jayden. So I'll go first, but the first two or three are shared. The first two are shared, but I wrote them down. So the first one is, I did because I knew you were going to say it. I had to be quick. The first one is a new Flo Milli joint, which is why Jayden is suddenly J Millie. It's called Fine Ho Stay. And at this podcast, I don't know if you know it or not, we love Flo Milli. I feel like when the first project dropped, we just got started with the podcast. And I feel like we talked about it then.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know. That's still one that I still regularly rotate on. It's just so good. Like Flo Milli, no, this is a warning. This is for the exact. Oh. This is for the girls that are cute, that like to have fun, that know they're cute, that want to be fun, that want to be fun. I mean, it's just a fun little something for the cute girls.
And I feel like this one, in retrospect to the other ones, is a little more confident, and it's like She's
Mhm.
it's more playful because of the success of Never Lose Me or Never Gonna Lose Me. I think
Oh, yeah,
was
yeah.
more comfortable singing on this project,
Yeah,
which
yes, she does sing a lot more.
I loved it because I
Yeah.
love a Gunna style singer. You know, like, and it's like just singing melodies over a thing, but she's obviously chewing it more than any of them. But like she's doing melodies over these trap bounce beats or whatever, and it's just so cute. And you just touch yourself and you put your guns up and you just
Tongues
dance and have a
out,
good
hips
time.
sway.
And it's like
Yeah.
it's hard to contain yourself when you're standing in the gym about to do a squat because she's
Then I
never
might
want to
not be
lose
able
me,
to.
and you just like like you're never gonna lose me. Sorry.
Yeah. But the thing also, well, she's older, obviously. Like when she dropped the first project, I think she was like 19. So I think whatever, now she's like 21 or 2. And also, she's one of the girls with personality. She's not
Well, yeah.
afraid to be giving us the pop culture references, Like she's really one of the girls that really know her stuff. Not the ones who are just making like, oh, I could be walking past this man, I wouldn't know a thing. Like she's giving you the not even deep cuts for, pop culture annoying people like us, but just deep cut. Like she's just giving you the stuff. Every single project has so many pop culture references, and she just has so much personality. She's so much fun. Her purple hair is so cute.
So
Her
cute.
her curl up is just so cute. Her swoop-de-doop side bang is so cute. The hair stays slick. There's never a hair out of place. I love Flo Milli. So that's that. On that, the next girly with personality, it's giving quirk, it's giving fun. Well, not really fun. Yeah, fun. Tierra Whack's new project, Worldwide Whack. Philly native stand up. Tierra Whack is another one
Looks
of
really
those
good.
girls that has personality. Tierra Whack's one of those girls that's like weird. Like you would describe her as weird. She's definitely giving quirky. It's giving, I'm taking a picture of my bathtub filled with milk and cereal and I'm wearing my Crocs. Like it's giving all of that. And the best part about it is it's not like she's just weird for no reason. Like she's amazingly talented. Um, I love Tierra Whack. She's not for everybody, but she is for us here at the podcast. The next thing, I was on YouTube doing my daily scroll while I eat. Flo, the girl group, another fan of the podcast fan. We are fans
Another,
here at the pod.
yeah.
Well, Walk Like This music video. What's the girl's name? The taller, light
Renee,
skinned girl.
Georgia.
Georgia. She's got a short pixie cut now. Jayden.
I need to watch the video. I didn't watch the video. I heard the song.
I didn't hear the song. I didn't know that the song existed until I saw the video, which is definitely giving late vibes or whatever. The short pixie is like, okay, so basically you can do it all. All the girls' faces aren't doing both. Mine is, but whatever. All the girls are not doing both. The short pixie, you're gonna die. You're gonna gag. And that's my
Real
thank you
bad.
laters.
And we thank you for all your thievery. So my thank you laters start at Willow Smith. Y'all know I love me some Willow. And any time she drops something, I'm right there with her. She dropped Symptom of Life, which is a beautiful song, following Alone, which was her last track that she released. And I just love the sound that she's doing currently, and the heavy stacking and like the intermingled like beat per minute, all that shit. It's so good. And so Symptom Life has a video as well. Cute concept, fun, watch, great. John Doe, who I've also talked about on the pod, who has the EP Heavy that I was obsessed with for a while. She has a song called Dreamin', and it's just such a good track, like such a good song. Very vibey, very like the drums is beautiful, great. Recently I watched on Netflix Jackie Brown for the first time. And have you seen?
No. But then, wait, let me double check. This is what I think it is. Who was in it? Yeah, with Pam Grier.
Pam Grier, yeah.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah.
Actually, a really good film. And I look, after you watch something, now YouTube wants to offer you new suggestions or talk to you about whatever. And also, I responded to it on Letterboxd. Like, I left a comment about the movie. A review, yeah. And they had said that this is one of Quentin Tarantino's earlier works, which we can get into the issues with that man later. Like, this is one of his earlier works, and they had said, like, they wish he stayed on this path because it's not like Kill Bill. It's not like Django Unchained or anything else after that's so a little more camp or a little more like fantastical. It's more of a real story, like, and it's driven in such a way that it's just like it's honestly a little hard to believe that this person made those other films. Not hard to believe, but like the correlation isn't always there, because Jackie Brown was really good, and I think everyone did well. Pam Grier.
You gotta watch some other Pam Grier. Have you seen the other Pam Grier stuff?
No, and because when I went to leave that review and I clicked on her name, it showed me everything she was in. I said, I need to get into Pam Grier.
She is an icon.
You played Jackie Brown and Foxy Brown?
Come on now. That's when you said Jackie Brown. I said, wait, Foxy Brown? Let me double check. Yeah, same girl, same Brown.
Same Brown.
I love her. She's iconic. Body is it. Face is it. Was good. Hair is it.
And she was like, the movie is about aging in such a way. So it was like, it was a beautiful story about something so real that like, I want to be Jackie Brown.
This is on Hulu?
It's on Netflix.
Oh, okay. I'll watch it.
I want someone to fall in love with me the way so-and-so fell in love with Jackie Brown. And that's all I'll say. When you watch it, you'll know exactly what I'm talking about. And then if you want me to send you my Letterboxd review, I sure will.
Just post it.
Post it where?
Child, anyway, girl, this has been like...
This has been an episode of Child Anyway.
You can listen to Child Anyway wherever you listen to your podcasts.
We drop new episodes every week.
Like, share, subscribe, and I really mean it when I say rate and review. Rate and review. Subscribe on YouTube. Hit that bell in the corner so you never miss an update. Leave a comment. Why not? Buy some merch. Why not? You're already there.
Well, yes. Go stream Fine Ho Stay by Flo Millie. Go stream Worldwide Whack by Sierra Whack. Go watch Walk Like This by Flo, the music video on YouTube. You can also watch The Symptom of Life music video by Willow on YouTube. Go stream John Doe Dreaming. I don't know if that has a music video, but you can always go check. And then go watch Jackie Brown on Netflix for clear skin, mama.
Beautiful skin.
P.S. Dot.